Hi, I'm going to be reviewing the Dr. Brown's bottle. This bottle actually has 5 different parts. The reason is because it is a gas reducing, colic reducing bottle, so it does have a lot of parts for its valve. It has the basic standard bottle. This is polypropylene, so it's BPA free. Nice quality hard plastic. It has the silicone nipple. It has the ring to pop the nipple in. And this is the part that makes it unique. It has this little part and this tube part. And you pop these in. I'll show you a different one. Pop it in like that. And the reason it has this is basically you just pop that part into the bottle and then you pop and screw on the nipple on top of that. And what it does and how it works is that, when you are sipping a bottle and you're sipping, all those little tiny bubbles kind of release when you stop the suction. It kind of releases and then it kind of bubbles all the way back into the bottle. If you've actually tried it or you've seen a child drink out of a bottle, you'll see all those little bubbles. Well, that causes the bubbles to travel through the milk, which then causes a lot of gas and air bubbles in the milk, which then get ingested by the child, which can cause gas. This works a little differently. This time when the child is drinking and they stop sucking, those little air bubbles actually go through this valve part and down this tube. This tube is actually empty in there. So the air goes through this tube, all those little bubbles, and it goes out to the end of the bottle, which then makes it so all those little bubbles don't travel through the milk. It just goes through the tube instead, and then just ends up at the bottom of the bottle, which prevents all those little bubbles from going through the milk. So long story short is that you're not going to get all those tiny little bubbles that are caused when you suck. It's going to not travel through the milk, which means it's not going to be ingested, which means there's less bubbles in the milk for your child to drink, which will cause gas. So overall, these are a great bottle. Love them. Definitely noticed a difference in, the gas of my children once I started using these. The only downfall is so many parts. You have 5 parts. You have to kind of, put all this stuff together into one bottle. So, and also you have 5 parts to clean. So it is a little more work. Yeah, I have twin boys, so I have a ton of these bottles. And I actually set up kind of a little assembly line. You can see it. My counter is pretty much dedicated to this. But after I wash them in the dishwasher, I dump all the still wet stuff in this. This is just a regular colander that goes over the sink. It's just a mesh colander. So I just dump all the bottle parts that are still moist from the dishwasher in here. This allows them to air dry. After this is dried, I pop the nipples and the nipple rings together and throw them in this bucket. And then I have the tube and the other part put together in this part. So that way when I'm making the bottles, all I have to do is reach for the already put together parts. So it's kind of ready for me. So again, it's a little assembly line. So this is the review of the Dr. Brown bottle.